Hi, I'm glad you could join us today. My name is Wes Seacrest, and today we are going to talk about installing CA App Experience Analytics on a single node. Before I demonstrate that, I want to get you ready for the installation. We will take a look at the CA App Experience Analytics architecture, as well as sizing requirements, how to plan the installation, and certain prerequisites that should be done ahead of time. The following diagram illustrates the CA App Experience Analytics architecture. All data comes into App Experience Analytics Collector. Kafka is a message bus. Raw data goes through Logstash into Jarvis Elasticsearch from message in Kafka. App Experience Analytics App Server reads message from Kafka and reads message to aggregator, such as the app ID and other dimensions. Aggregation is computed for hundreds of dimensions, then written to RDMBS, Postgresql, or Oracle. User queries are processed by App Server and either goes to DB, or if pulling raw data, then it goes to Elasticsearch. Data Studio is Kibana embedded in the App Experience Analytics UI. There are many things to consider when determining the sizing information for your application. Number of users, number of uses, number of uploads, activity period, amount of data per use, and types of hardware in use. The following hardware configuration is recommended on a single node containing all the CA App Experience Analytics components. CA App Experience Analytics supports a single system deployment. In this type of deployment, all components from the installer for Rail are installed on a single system. The database that the application uses can either be on the same system, where the CA App Experience Analytics components are installed, or on a different system. Here is a list of the port assignments for various CA App Experience Analytics components and configurations. You must ensure that all ports are open and accessible across firewalls. CA App Experience Analytics 9080. Open this port to access the CA App Experience Analytics Administration Console. Kafka 9092. Open this port to allow communication between the Kafka server and all the components. Zookeeper 2181. Open this port to connect to the Zookeeper server. Elasticsearch 9200 and 9300. Open this port to allow communication between the Jarvis indexer and read server. PostgreSQL 5432. Open this port to allow communication between the database, aggregator, and the read server. Kibana 5610. Open this port to allow communication between the browser and the Kibana admin UI server. After you verify the hardware and software requirements, perform the following tasks. Download the dependent packages, only for online wrapping. Configure the database server. Configure the UTF-8 support. Check the network connectivity between the CA App Experience Analytics system and the database system. Ensure that the time on the database server and app tier are in sync. Backup and restore the Elasticsearch cluster. Now that you understand how to get ready for the installation, let's go ahead and show a demonstration on how to install CA App Experience Analytics on a single node. To begin, unzip the distribution zip file to a temp distribution folder. Navigate to the bin folder. Run the AXA installer. Specify the option you want to install. Option 1 installs all the CA App Experience Analytics components on a single system. Option 2 installs both the CA App Experience Analytics and Log Analytics components on a single system. We will choose Option 1, AXA, for this demonstration. The hostname or IP address must resolve on the internal network. Here you will specify if this server's hostname can be resolved in the networks where the instrumented application traffic will originate. If no, you must specify the external DXC hostname or IP address and the external DXC port. We will choose yes by entering Y. Here you will specify if the server's hostname can be resolved in the networks where the AXA administration traffic will originate. If no, you must specify the external AXA admin console hostname or IP address and the external AXA admin console port. We choose yes. Specify the installation directory where CA App Experience Analytics must be installed. We will use the default installation directory. Specify the SMTP server to be used for CA App Experience Analytics notifications. Our SMTP server is on the local host. Here you will specify the SMTP port. We will use port 25. Here you specify if TLS is required for the SMTP delivery. If yes, you will provide the SMTP user ID and the password. If no, continue with the installation. Our deployment is not using TLS. Specify if the RDBMS database has been installed and the DB user created. If yes, you will use an existing database instance. If no, you will install the database instance. We do not have an RDBMS database installed, so we will choose to install the database instance. We choose to install the Postgresql database server. We use the Postgresql hostname, localhost. We will use the default PostgresDB name, AXA. We will use the default PostgresDB port, 5432. We will use the default Postgres language. We will use the default PostgresDB username for use with AXA, AXA user. We enter the AXA user password and then confirm it. We will use the default root user to use with sudo for use in the Postgres server installation. After the installation completes, the health check is automatically run to show the health status of the installation. Notice the URL. We will use this URL to bootstrap the administration console. We have accessed the URL to bootstrap the administration console. The username master admin is already filled in and is not changeable. Use master1234 as the password when you are logging in for the first time and click sign in. You are then prompted to reset your password. Specify a new password for your master administration account and log in using that password. Once you have logged in as a master administrator, you will create the first global administrator, and then create administrators and users. After creating the global administrator, we will log off so we can create a tenant. We have accessed the same URL, leaving off master admin so we can create a tenant. We log in as the newly created global administrator, admin. We will use the default org tenant. As when we first logged into Bootstrap AXA, we are required to change the password for the newly created global administrator. You can either click tenants or manage tenants. Click plus new tenant. Specify the required information in the general info tab. Click Next User Store. A user store is created in the database with the tenant name that you provided. In the tenant management screens, this user store is referred to as the internal database user store. Click Next Admin Users. Click plus Create Tenant Administrator in the Administrative Users tab. Specify the details for the tenant administrator account and save. We will not be filling in the optional name fields in this demonstration. The account is created in the internal database of the tenant. It's important to note that the username is used for logging into the administration console, and the first and last names are the display names for the administrator. Click Next EMM Products to proceed. Click Save Tenant. As the global admin, we will now log out of the admin console. We access the same URL, this time adding MAA at the end. We enter the credentials for the newly created tenant admin. We will log in as the newly created tenant ID TXchange instead of using the default org. We have successfully created and logged into the TXchange tenant. Thank you for watching this video. For more videos, please subscribe to the CA Educate channel on YouTube. For more detailed information on CA Application Performance Management, click the information bubble in the top right corner to load the product page. From there, you can go to Product Documentation, visit CA Communities, or see the Learning Path.